So yeah, when Batman Forever came out, huge hit, second highest grossing movie of the entire year, and naturally, Warner Bros. Wanted Schumacher to do a sequel. But I think that deserves its entirely own separate vlog because, well, you can see why if you've seen the film. So let's go back to Batman Forever, not that we ever really left, but anyway, huge hit, different Batman, different director, different production, different Gotham City. Sure, it looks more
poppy.
Yeah, sure it looks more pop, but I don't really mind the look of Gotham City in Batman Forever, mind you. Yes, it's brighter, more Neo, more Tokyo-esque, but that doesn't really matter because it looks pretty damn good. There are dark elements of the city, but there are also bright ones, and they mesh together quite well, especially in those sequences where Chris O'Donnell takes on that neon-painted gang, which look pretty damn good with the cinematography and everything. I guess, though, I can understand where some of the darker Batman fans are coming from when they complain about the Schumacher franchise. It is more lighter, it is more kid-friendly, the dark elements from the Tim Burton films are gone, but it is more kid-friendly. Batman is for kids, and when I was a kid and saw this movie, I orgasmed, and I didn't even know what an orgasm was. I thought I'd spilt milk on my lap or something. But Batman Forever is a great kids movie anyway, and it was the first film where I got introduced to Tommy Lee Jones, and I love Tommy Lee Jones, especially seeing him in JFK when he played a gay man dressed up in gold paint being fucked by Joe Pesci. Wow, what an image, eh? Another thing I like about the film is its score. Elliot Goldenthal is my favourite film composer. Why? I don't know why, he just is, but he decided to take on Batman in a completely different direction from Elfman. In fact, Schumacher encouraged him not to listen to the Elfman Batman scores because he didn't want him to influence the music. And I have to say, although Danny Elfman's probably the better composer out of the two, for Batman at least, Elliot Goldenthal made the Batman theme more triumphant, and it makes you actually want to root for Batman. Sure, Elfman's scores are much better, and they sound a lot better and more dark and gothic, but this is a different approach, it's a different take, it's a different Batman and Gotham City. Elliot Goldenthal's scores did that splendidly, and I still listen to them to this day. In fact, I'll even defend the music of Batman and Robin. It ain't terrible for Batman and Robin standards, it's still pretty damn good. And another thing I like about this film, Samo, is Jim Carrey. I loved Jim Carrey as a kid after seeing the Ace Ventura and the Mask films, and when I found out that Jim Carrey was going to be in a Batman movie as a villain, I orgasmed again. I thought I had even more milk on my lap. Jim Carrey is wonderful as the Riddler. Not only does he sort of look that lanky, weird part, but he also sounds maniacal and you believe him as a Riddler, and you could easily tell that everyone was having fun every time he was on set doing his scenes. But I suppose the biggest cast choice was Val Kilmer. Some people hated Val Kilmer's Batman, other people love it. And I've got to tell you, I think Val Kilmer wasn't a great Batman. I didn't really believe him in the suit, and in several scenes you can easily see it's a stuntman who looks nothing like Val Kilmer. But I digress. Val Kilmer was a good Bruce Wayne. Although Michael Keaton is Batman, just as Sean Connery is James Bond, I think Val Kilmer did an interesting new take on the film, especially with that whole hidden book which he discovered, or his father's journal rather, and it's a shame that the best scene that explains the father's journal sequence was cut out of the theatrical cut, as Akiva Goldsman would tell you in the making of. The whole idea of why Bruce Wayne feels so guilty about his parents' deaths is because in the father's journal you actually see the last entry, which is, "Me and Margaret feel like staying at home, but Bruce insists on seeing a film." That is genius! The idea that Bruce Wayne is actually responsible for his parents' death is incredible. I love that idea, and it just adds more and more layers of trauma and guilt which he has to overcome, if he can overcome it. And it's infuriating to see that taken away from the theatrical cut. Not only is it a brilliant scene, and I don't mind watching an extra 10 minutes for the length, but it also could fit in perfectly with the Bruce Wayne canon. Comparing all the Batmans that we've had now, I have to say Michael Keaton, of course, started the role. He created the mould, which other actors can only really remodel or fill in. George Clooney, yes, of course, was awful and will always be considered the George Lazenby of the series. Christian Bale is a good, young Bruce Wayne, cocky and adventurous and often getting it wrong. But as a Batman, I don't know. I'm not against the whole voice thing, and I believe he could kick some ass. I just really don't like the suit. I hate the suits in the Christopher Nolan movies. Not only do they just look not right, but I don't really think they look like a bat, especially the one in The Dark Knight. But then again, I suppose it is difficult to make a humanoid shape look like a bat in 40 pounds of rubber. But like I said, I think Batman Forever has the best suit and probably the best Bruce Wayne. Val Kilmer does his usual brooding thing that he does in every other film he's in, but I kind of enjoy it in this. I like how he's dealing with the trauma. He said so himself in the making of that it isn't that much fun to play Bruce Wayne. And I gotta give it to him, I really did enjoy his performance. However, because of Akiva Goldsman's writing style, all his dialogue scenes with Nicole Kidman are absolutely god-awful. I mean, Nicole Kidman's character, Dr. Chase Meridian...
And what a grand pursuit you must be.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. ...is dreadful. Her entire character's motivation is that she has a leather fetish, and that's why she likes Batman. And of course, she switches over to Bruce Wayne when she actually finally kisses Batman. The idiot. And as action scenes go, Batman Forever is wonderful. In fact, I think this is the only film where a villain has tried every single different method of destruction against Batman and still has failed. I mean, Harvey Two-Face tries at least 10 different methods of trying to kill Batman. Apart from shooting him or beating him up, he tries to bury him alive, blast him with a rocket launcher, burn him alive, lock him in a vault full of acid, throw him off a helicopter, smash him into a skyscraper, drown him. He tries everything, and Batman still does not die. And because of Elliot Goldenfall's triumphant music, it feels brilliant to see Harvey Two-Face laughing, and then suddenly Batman jumps through a wall of fire and goes, "Hey asshole, try again next time." And so, in answer to my friend's previous query about why I love Batman Forever, I just wanted to say this. It's a kid-friendly, popcorn, high-octane, slightly homoerotic adventure. It's fantastic. Bright lights, incredible set pieces, Jim Carrey, good acting, Jim Carrey, funny explosions, Jim Carrey, lots of action sequences, and Jim Carrey. It's wonderful. And sure, go ahead and bash Tommy Lee Jones' performance. I don't really mind, but what I do want is his suit. I want that suit so badly. I mean, it's... Alright, so, I hope that answers your question, Samo. That is why I love Batman Forever, because it's plain awesome. Plain Hollywood, gay Schumacher, awesome. But I'll be saying many different things about its sequel, Batman and Robin. Oh man, why do I do this shit?